Hi, I'm Nadeau from Project Feeds in Wilmington, Connecticut, USA.
And I'm Greg Aliamo, founder of the Renewable Energy Association.
And today, I'm going to show you how to cut your carbon footprint to either zero or negative, or at least have discussion on it so that you catch the gist of where the world is going with climate change, green energy, and the way Americans and humans use energy.
Right. And basically, with the economy stabilized, the next step is the economy will start to take off, will slowly start to get better. People will start consuming more, which means more energy will be consumed: natural gas, gasoline, oil, coal, home heating oil. So as all that gets consumed with the rising economy, rising consumption, you have rising prices.
Absolutely. And even if America is going to be less dependent on fossil fuels, the other second and third world countries of the world are going to be using up what supply we don't need. So don't think that if energy prices are going to stay down. They're going to rise as the world's fossil fuel supply dwindles.
Right. And a lot of people have fallen into the trap of thinking that, gas is cheap right now. And it is right now. That's the key. The shock that we had, about a year and a half ago?
Last summer, to be exact.
The reason that reason that occurred is because countries like China and India, the next economic superpowers, are beginning to buy more cars. The average person in China and India has discovered the automobile. They're buying more cars and consuming more gas, and China's got to get that from somewhere.
That's absolutely right, and you also have to look at the population expansion compared to the United States. The United States may have about 400 million people, but India and China make up 3/4 of the world's population, and that's in the billions. So America is small scale with their car business with GM, Chrysler, and Ford compared to what's going on with Toyota and Honda overseas in China.
Yeah, and there's a lot of emerging new car companies coming out of China right now. Ford and GM are building plants over there. They're building plants in India as well. And so we're looking at China's economy has already recovered. Not only have they stabilized, but it's been reported widely across many media outlets that China's economy has really started to take off again.
That's absolutely right, and now we have what they call the electric car or hybrid revolution going on right now, and that's going to be our segue into the hydrogen economy run by electric cars and new style of batteries that are coming up on board. So in the next couple years, you're going to see a tremendous amount of car companies throughout the world putting out these hybrid cars of all kinds. They could be hydrogen hybrids, they could be electric hybrids supported with gas, they could be plug-in electrics, as an example, also.
Exactly. GM's got the Volt that should be out in the coming year. I believe it's 2010.
It's coming out next year, and it's going to get a significant, they say, over 100 miles to the gallon.
Right. Now, big companies aren't doing this for the environment. Big companies don't do anything because it's a nice thing to do. Big companies are doing this because they see the trend in oil prices. Like I said earlier, oil is cheap right now because the economy in the U.S. is stabilized. Once it starts to go up, oil will go up with it.
That's absolutely right. Humans around the world are now getting used to what they call capitalism, which means making a dollar or making a buck or making a currency. I hope to be a semi-capitalist because I'm green and I want to make a little bit of money also, but there's going to be a change in demographic of people with the richness around because the top 1% of the world hold 95% of the entire wealth of the world, and that is going to significantly change right now.
Right. Now, it's going to be an interesting trend. As oil goes back up, as gasoline goes back up, people are going to start looking at alternatives. And companies see that happening. They're going to start offering alternative products because that's where the money is. It's like Norm was just saying. So we're seeing a lot of investment in time in hybrid technology. There's a lot of research going into batteries right now. Lithium ion is the hottest thing in the research field as far as batteries go. There's also a revolution going on the internet. People all over the world are taking the time Norman is one of them, to get their car running on partial hydrogen.
That's absolutely right. I was able to go online a year ago and do research on hydrogen fuel cell kits for cars, and I found out that it was already perfected for tractor-trailer fleets. And our government of the United States approved these fleets to be converted to hydrogen hybrids to clean up the smog that diesel engines emit. So I said, hey, why don't I try this on a small diesel vehicle like a Mercedes-Benz diesel, an old one. So I bought a kit online in January of this year, and I put the kit on myself. It took me about 6 hours to do the install. And basically I turned an average combustible engine into a hydrogen hybrid. Now we still use diesel and the car will still use gas, but it's supported by hydrogen, and then less gas and less diesel is used in the vehicle, which increases mileage. Fossil fuel free coming out the tailpipe, that's almost near zero emissions. You get more horsepower out of the engine, and also the engine extends its life by over 100% because hydrogen likes carbon molecules, and it burns up in the combustion chamber and makes the engine super clean on the inside.
Right. Now you may be wondering, the obvious question is, how come, Ford and GM and Honda and Toyota aren't doing this? And there really isn't, nobody can tell you why. There's a lot of theories out there. I'm sure Norman has his, I have mine. My theory is simple. I don't know if there's any money in it for them. I really don't.
There is now. I think it's never too late to correct a combustible engine to make it more efficient. Humans have been using combustible engines for over 110 years and using a fossil fuel as gas or diesel. But now the combustible engine can actually be perfected while we go into the green age or the electric car age and then advance into the hydrogen age in the next 20 years. So I feel that we can improve the efficiency of a gasoline or diesel engine from 16% today to almost 65% using these hydrogen hybrid kits.
65%. So here's an opportunity for all of you out there. I mean, what people like Norm and I mean, you can go on YouTube and type in HHO, that's hydrogen, hydrogen, oxygen. You can look up the story of Stan Myers. He invented the car that basically ran on water. And you can see for yourself all the experimenters and tinkerers out there, and they're happy to share their information with you. And a lot of people are getting fantastic results with these devices. You can do what Norm did. You can buy a kit, convert your own vehicle, or there is a garage in Tolland.
Actually, that's correct. In Tolland, Connecticut, CT Hydro, at cthydro.com, they are the only certifying fuel cell shop here in Connecticut to start. They can technically take any combustible engine, fleet, tractor trailer, bus, pickup truck or car, gas or diesel, and convert it to a hydrogen hybrid. It only takes one day. You drop your car off in the morning like you would for normal service, and you pick it up on your way back to work, and boom, your car is a hydrogen hybrid overnight. The electrolyte that we use in fuel cells right now is very environmentally friendly. We call it white vinegar. It's something you cook with that you buy at a grocery store. And we also use distilled water, which falls from the sky in the form of rain, or is purified. You can buy it in gallons at any store. These kits are very economical to buy compared to what you're doing in helping to the environment, what you're doing to improve your car. The kits range anywhere between $500 and $800 just for the kit. Your local mechanic that's a certified master mechanic will be able and competently be able to install these kits with very small instruction and education. They can put these kits on in a matter of hours on your car.